Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Here is the story of Lisa Dodd, narrated for a 3-episode dramatic series. Episode 1. The Quiet Terror. The scene is set in Alton, Illinois, a town where the horror was brewing just beneath the surface of a quiet street. We are introduced to Lisa Dodd, a radiant 22-year-old, just weeks away from giving birth to her daughter. But her life was a storm contained. For 2 years, she had been trapped in a cycle of abuse with Deandre Holloway. On June 8th, the pressure cooker started to boil over. Deandre briefly disappeared, prompting a worried text chain with her mother, Heidi Noel, for a hopeful moment. Heidi suggested Deandre leaving might be a blessing, an end to the violence. Lisa replied, "I'm not seeing it that way yet." Her fears were realized shortly after. At 9:11 p.m., surveillance cameras captured the last image of Lisa alive, pulling up to the apartment to drop Deandre off. As the couple vanished inside, the downstairs neighbors became unwilling, terrified ears. The evening began with the sound of muffled screaming, not loud, but a chilling sound of a pain that was being intentionally suppressed. Then, the walls began to shake. Around 9:45 p.m., the dam broke. The muffled cries exploded into a sound described as really, really loud and really intense. This screaming was followed by something deeply, profoundly disturbing. A rhythmic, repetitive series of 5 or 6 heavy, shuddering thuds that rattled the floorboards. One neighbor would later describe the sound as being like chopping wood, constant and deliberate. Then, utter silence. Just before midnight, a figure emerged. It was Deandre. He had changed his clothes and pulled a face covering over his head. In his hand, he carried a white laundry basket. He walked down the street, and a minute past midnight, a camera captured him tossing the basket and a pile of clothing into a nearby dumpster. The gruesome contents, including Lisa's head, were dumped like so much trash. The next day, the nightmare was confirmed. A construction worker found a bloody, serrated knife and shoes near the dumpster. Then, Lisa's mother arrived. After forcing her way into the apartment, the sight that greeted her broke through her shock, prompting a raw, chilling 911 call. "My daughters chopped my head off." The police entered to find a scene of unspeakable horror in the bedroom. Lisa Dodd and the daughter she was about to welcome were gone.